This is the most insane tablet Samsung has ever made. And no, I'm not just talking about the specs, because everyone covers those. I'm talking about something Samsung did that literally breaks the laws of physics. You see, for years we believed thinner tablets are weaker tablets. Apple proved that with their bendgate fiasco. But what Samsung pulled off with the Galaxy Tab S11 Ultra changes everything. It's thinner, lighter, and somehow even more powerful. Yet, people are actually returning it. So what went wrong with Samsung's most advanced tablet ever? Today, we're diving into a tablet that's rewriting the rules of design, power, and maybe common sense. If you love honest, no-hype tech reviews, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell, because this one's about to get wild. Samsung's engineers didn't just make another upgrade. They created something that feels impossible. The Tab S11 Ultra is only 5.1 millimeters thin. That's as thin as the 13-inch iPad Pro, but this thing has a massive 14.6-inch display. Let that sink in. It's huge, and yet somehow lighter than before. They shaved off 36 grams from last year's model while adding features. That's like removing the weight of 7 coins while making the device even better. At just 698 grams, it's lighter than most 11-inch tablets from 2 years ago. This is pure engineering madness, and I kind of love it. But Samsung didn't stop there. After 13 years of round pens, they redesigned the S Pen from scratch. It's now hexagonal, chunkier, more natural to hold. It genuinely feels like writing with a real pen. And while that sounds perfect, Samsung made one strange decision. They removed Bluetooth. No remote camera control, no air gestures, no presentation clicker. Gone. After years of building those features, Samsung just deleted them. Was the S Pen too smart for its own good? It's a bold move, and not necessarily in a good way. Now let's talk about what's under the hood, because these numbers are ridiculous. The Tab S11 Ultra is powered by the MediaTek Dimensity 9400 Plus, the same silicon used in flagship phones, optimized for tablet workloads, up to 16 gigabytes of RAM and 1 terabyte of storage. That's more than most laptops. And yes, there's still a microSD slot that supports up to 2 terabyte cards. So technically, you could have 3 terabytes of total storage in a device thinner than a pencil. It's fast, efficient, and surprisingly cool under load. A serious leap from last year's Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. In short, this thing doesn't just run apps, it devours them. But for every upgrade, Samsung seems to sneak in a downgrade. The main rear camera stays at 13 megapixels with an upgraded 8-megapixel ultra-wide. Not bad. But the front? That's where the pain begins. Gone is the dual front camera setup from the S10 Ultra. Now, you only get a single 12-megapixel ultra-wide. Selfie flexibility? Gone. Zoom calls? Worse. It's like Samsung forgot creators actually use these cameras. But then, Samsung redeemed themselves, because DeX just went from cool to absolutely insane. You can now run 4 separate desktop environments at once. Your work setup, your creative setup, your entertainment setup, your research. All live, all running simultaneously. And switching between them? Just a swipe. In my tests, it handled 12 apps across all 4 desktops with 0 lag. This tablet doesn't just blur the line between tablet and laptop, it erases it. When Samsung gets it right, they really get it right. Samsung claims an 11,600 milliamp-hour battery, slightly bigger than before, and real-world tests are solid. 2 hours of YouTube only drains about 10%. An hour of gaming barely dents it. But here's the twist. Competitors like the Xiaomi Pad 7 Pro last up to 17 hours in the same tests. The Tab S11 Ultra idles at over 4 watts, meaning it sips more power even when doing nothing. And to make it worse, Samsung quietly downgraded the battery cycle rating from 2,000 to just 1,200 cycles. Yeah, it charges fast, but it'll age faster too. Still impressive. Just not the battery miracle Samsung wants you to think it is. Then there are the decisions that make you go, why? No headphone jack. Fine, that's expected. But no vibration motor at all? That means no haptic feedback, no typing feel, no buzz for notifications. It feels weirdly lifeless for such a premium device. And because Samsung moved the keyboard pins to the back, your old keyboard case? Yeah, that's now useless. You'll need to buy a new one. Now to the star of the show. That massive 14.6-inch dynamic AMOLED display. It's stunning. 1,600 nits brightness, anti-reflective coating, 120 Hz smoothness, a visual masterpiece. But some units are showing a grain or mirror effect on gray backgrounds, so it's a bit of a display lottery. At $1,200, you shouldn't have to gamble on screen quality. The Galaxy Tab S11 Ultra is a fascinating contradiction, a piece of engineering magic that sometimes feels like self-sabotage. It's insanely thin, ridiculously powerful, and technically brilliant, but also missing the soul of what made Samsung tablets special. Still, this is Samsung's boldest move yet. And the only question left is, how does it really compare to Apple's iPad Pro M5? That's what I'm testing next, so make sure you're subscribed.